Hi, this is tranfere from PI course. In this video, I'll just show you a little about how you can do release transfer in PI. So release transfer is the thing you want to do when you have two software components and want to make sure that they are being released correctly in the right order. So imagine you have a project that's running. This would be your, for instance, process 0.1, and this is done. And then you want to go to the next release and you want to start maintaining things in that version. And what you would actually do is you want to copy all of these data to the new software component. So I have in the SLD created a new software component. It doesn't need to be called anything other than what do you currently have. So we have it right here. Or there's no requirement that it needs to be the same or the same version. But obviously, it would make most sense if you call it a pure regression, or if it's an application yeah order management or whatever it would be like. Version 2.0. But here, since I don't think these are in my SLD, I would just import this one. So obviously this is one of the things that does take a little long time. So you simply just need to add it, import, create. And then if it's this one, we want to make the same namespaces available here. So we'll just take the first one. So we only want to make release transfer one of the namespaces. 2.0. So obviously there's some warnings that this could lead to naming conflicts. So whenever you're using this interface, you need to make sure that you're selecting the right version. So we just need to activate this change list. And then we are ready, so we can see we got a namespace down here with nothing on it. Then we can do here, so it gives some different guidance about what you can do. So yeah, if you have a local up to a registered SLD component, or if you have a new release. So we would select the source. This would be this one. And the target is this transfer. And since we've just created one, we will just select the one we have created. It will copy all of this. And then if we open this, so we can see it goes directly without any change lists on it. And then we can see that these objects actually contains the right information here. So one thing we want to be sure on is when we have this one, if these one would be in a third-party software component, they would point to version 1.0. So if you have an interface component and you do a transfer, then you have to go to that interface component. Make sure you go through the interface and just or I guess it would be in the message mapping that you updated to point to to the specific version that you have. And in your message mapping, operation mappings, sorry, in the service interface, and when you're doing your mappings, operation mappings, you also need to select the right one that hopefully would come up as the software component. And I think a requirement also is that there's no dependencies between these two, otherwise it's going to give a lot of problems about figuring out which is the master and which is the old one. But actually that was just how you could make a release transfer of software components in the PI system.